said Jim. We'll help you when you're our age.
Being the coordinator here, what I've learned over time is that you have to devolve responsibility. I don't say relinquish it, but you have to give it to the volunteers, because otherwise the group gets too big and you can't run it all. So for example, the coffee morning, the volunteers run it. We've got volunteers who run the art session, the melodic singing group. 2 volunteers oversee the history talks. So I might do the underpinning and get it set up with the programmes and have the overview, but they actually do the day-to-day on the ground. And I think that enables everyone to buy into the organisation, because it means they're all valued.
But I was at the beginning, I was on the first committee. And do you know how it started? It was the local churches, it was a volunteer from each church, made up a committee to start it off, and that's how it was at the beginning.
I help on a Thursday morning at the coffee morning with another colleague, Mary. We do the door together and the register. And I also involved in the Good Neighbours has a history group on the Thursday afternoon once a month. And I'm interested in history, so that's something else that I do at Good Neighbours.
I mean, we don't have that as many older people as we used to actually, and we've got a lot of younger working people. But Helen again has managed to get some of them involved in the volunteering. They can't do the daytime so much because they tend to be in work, but they might do evenings or weekends where they visit an elderly person. Some of them say, well, I don't live near my grandparents, so it's great to be able to talk to an elderly person. So they're benefiting from it as well as the elderly persons.
I'm a befriender for one of the ladies that comes to the coffee morning, and then I also help out in the office on a Wednesday for a couple of hours. So I see the lady that I visit usually about once a week or once a fortnight, and then we usually just watch TV for a bit, have tea and biscuits, chat. We've got quite a lot of things in common. I think Helen put us together because we've got common ground, so we both know things about art and, you know, like that kind of thing. And it's just a bit of company for her, really. But then when the weather's good, we'll go to a local cafe and get a cup of coffee there.
It's very good, especially for most people that can't get out and they need to be out at times, and Good Neighbour find volunteers to go and take them out and see different places and join into things. It's very good. Because if it hadn't been for places like Good Neighbour, I'd stuck in the house and wouldn't get out.
The volunteers are so good. They really care about the people, and you know, it's not just that. It's not just at Good Neighbours. They do other things as well. They visit people. They take people to hospitals, you know, when they can't get there, and I think this is good.
What difference has it made to your life?
My life, huge difference. I love doing it, always have done. You don't volunteer for anything unless you really enjoy doing it, otherwise you wouldn't do it. I get a lot out of it by just speaking to the people and be friendly with the people, and they're the same to us, so yeah, we all get on well together, good laugh, brilliant.
It's made a big difference to my life. I had a mental illness, and this has got me over the anxieties, the depression, so it's helped me a lot.
I've been retired 3 years, and I started volunteering when I retired. I look forward to my Thursday mornings, meeting everybody who's there. I feel connected to Chorlton, because when I was at work I used to go away from Chorlton, whereas now by going to Good Neighbours and meeting people from all over Chorlton and Whalley Range, I feel I know what's going on. I have bits of news every week of different people. So it's very interesting and very rewarding. Compared with Arthur, who's been there for so long, I'm relatively new. And as a new volunteer, I think the important thing is that you're made to feel welcome and valued, and that you're joining a team and working together, and that's also what keeps it going.
Personally, it's made a lot of difference to my life. I've suffered from manic depression, or bipolar as it known now, since I was 21, so it's helped me give something back to the community when I've been taking quite a bit, you know, from hospitals, doctors. It's maybe a lot more outgoing, especially being a member of the committee, you know, trustees. So it's done a lot for me as well, and I love doing it. If I had a job, that would be the job I would have chosen if I could have done.
When I moved to Manchester from Nottingham, where I have grandparents living, and I spent quite a lot of time with them as I was growing up and when I was a teenager. And moving to Manchester, I didn't really know anybody. I had one friend here already, but I knew nobody, and I really missed the contact that I had with my older relatives. And so what it did for me was it put me in touch with kind of just a big family, and then it also gave me one specific person that I visit. And you spend a different kind of time with older people, and the relationship that you build up through befriending, it's different from going to the pub with your friends or calling your family on the telephone. It's a set little space that you can build a relationship in. And I know that I really helped the lady. Sometimes it was difficult at first to find common ground, but we really built a relationship together. And then I think it was after a couple of months, I was saying bye to her once, and we haven't really spoken very much. We'd just watched TV really, and I kind of thought, oh, does she even want me here? And then when I said, oh, I'll give you a call in the week, she said, oh, you know, I really do. I do enjoy it when you come round, you know. And then it meant loads.
I'm glad Good Neighbours is there for me, and I'm glad it's good there for other elderly people.